What is going on, everyone? We are here for some live Phillies baseball. The Phillies are split squad today. We're watching the home feed. It's bottom of the first inning. The Marlins are up 2-0 on the Phillies right now. There's one out. Trey Turner just blasted a double off the wall, and then Harper came on and walked. And they check Turner back at second base. Should be really interesting. It looks like Rob Thompson is committed to having Kyle Schwarber still bat leadoff. So we'll have to see how that plays out as the season progresses. Me and my dad did a live podcast the other day about this Phillies lineup, and we were kind of thinking that with Schwarber batting first, he really hinders Trey Turner's ability to steal bags, man. So I don't necessarily love the fact that we have Schwarber in front of Trey Turner. Trey Turner is one of the best base stealers and base runners in all of Major League Baseball. So to have him behind Schwarber, I don't necessarily love that for the Phillies lineup. It's 2-1 to JT Realmuto, bottom of the first inning, 2-1 count, runners on first and second, and one out. It should be really interesting to see how this Phillies lineup progresses. JT Realmuto has adjusted his swing a little bit after struggling for the majority of the season at the plate last year. So we'll see if he can kind of get back in the groove a little bit. For the Phillies to be successful, we really need JT Realmuto to have a good season. He takes a ball down, and we go to a full count. Runners on first and second. We have Trey Turner on second. Bryce Harper at first base. 3-2 count to JT Realmuto. It's 2-0 Marlins right now against the lefty. JT Realmuto fouls back the full count pitch. It's 3-2, full count, runners on first and second. We got Trey Turner on second base. I'm looking for Trey Turner to have a really big year. He had a really good second half last year, and I'm hoping that can continue into the regular season. The 3-2 pitch is fouled back by Realmuto. It's a really, really good Phillies lineup. We'll have to see if some of these guys can step up at the bottom of the lineup with like Brandon Marsh and Johan Rojas in center field. And even Nick Castellanos, he was really inconsistent. And JT Realmuto hits. Did he catch it? Yeah, double play. Realmuto ends the inning with a double play. And the Phillies are out of the inning. We're going to move on to the top of the second inning. The Marlins had 4 hits in that first inning. The Marlins are a team that Major League Baseball has to watch out for. They got a lot of really young, good hitters, a good, solid pitching staff. I like for this Phillies team to, compete with the Braves to win this division. But we'll have to see how that kind of works out over the Phillies really need to stay healthy because they don't have a ton of depth in that starting rotation. So I would really like to see the Phillies add a guy like Jordan Montgomery who's still out there in free agency. I just don't think the Phillies have a ton of depth with that starting rotation. Leave me some comments below, guys. What do you think about this Phillies starting rotation? I just don't see the back half of this rotation with Ranger Suarez and Sanchez. I don't know. It gives me a lot of concern. It really gives me a lot of concern. Right now, we're in a spring training game. It's a split squad game. The Phillies are at home. A lot of the starters are playing in this home feed. They're down 2-0 right now, but we have Schwarber playing, Bryce Harper's playing, Turner's playing, Realmuto's playing. So a lot of these starters are getting into this home game. In Major League Baseball, most guys nowadays don't travel on the road. They want to just play the home games, so they don't really travel too much. They stick in Clearwater, so if they're on the road, a lot of the younger guys will be playing in that road game today. But we get to see some of the starters play. Marlins had a big first inning, 2 runs, 4 hits. The Phillies only 1 hit, no runs in that first inning. But spring training's been a lot of fun to watch. I'm going to pull up some of these stats and let you guys know who is doing well in spring training, who needs some work in spring training. I really think the Phillies need to add some depth to this starting rotation. I don't think the starters are going to stay healthy the whole year, and they don't have a ton of depth at AAA. I would love for them to bring a guy like Jordan Montgomery in over, who was at Texas. He won a ring last year. And we're going to take a look at the depth chart and the 40-man roster. The starting pitchers, we have Zach Wheeler, the number 1, Aaron Nola, number 2, Ranger Suarez, number 3, Tawan Walker. That was a really weird, strange thing that happened to Tawan Walker last year. He pitched okay during the regular season, but he didn't really appear in the playoffs at all, which was really strange because the bullpen kind of struggled in the playoffs, and Walker could have been a great addition to the Phillies in the bullpen. And then we have Christopher Sanchez, the lefty, 6'1", 165, coming in, being the number 5 guy. Another shot deep to the warning track, tracked down by Jay Cave on the track. Aaron Nola's getting lit up pretty good, guys. He gave up 2 runs in the first inning. I wonder if he's working on some pitches right now, but I wish the Phillies would have added some depth to the bullpen and the starting rotation. They didn't really add a lot from the pitching perspective at all this offseason. I think that's going to hurt them as the season goes along. Like I said before, even a guy like Trevor Bauer, I would, on a 1-year prove-it deal, he said he would play for the league minimum. I mean, it's a low-risk, high-reward type of situation. Trevor Bauer or Jordan Montgomery, I wish Dave Dombrowski would pull the trigger on one of those guys, because even Nola, he signed that big deal, but in the playoffs last year, he was really inconsistent. Zach Wheeler's going to be huge. Aaron Nola just hit a batter. The Marlins are up 2-0. Aaron Nola's kind of getting hit hard. He just gave up a long out that Jay Cave caught at the wall. I mean, Aaron Nola is a good pitcher, but I mean, I don't know if he's going to be elite like he was a few years ago. So the Phillies could really use another starting pitcher to add to this rotation, because at the back end with Ranger Suarez, Christopher Sanchez, and Tawan Walker, I mean, I don't know how many innings you're going to get out of those guys. Are you going to get 6 innings from Tawan Walker and Christopher Sanchez on the regular? There's a bunt foul. All right, we're in the top of the second inning, 2-0. The Marlins are winning this split squad game. Aaron Nola's got 22 pitches in the top of the second inning and with 1 out. Aaron Nola's kind of struggled to find the zone a little bit in this game. He's gotten banged up pretty good. They're getting hard, solid contact. Already 4 hits, 1 hit batter, and it's only the second inning, and there's only 1 out in the second inning. Let me know in the live chat, guys. Do you think this Phillies rotation has enough to compete with a team like the Braves? I mean, the Braves lineup is so stacked, man. So I really thought the Phillies would try to add another starting pitcher to this rotation, but that has yet to happen. There's guys like Trevor Bauer and Jordan Montgomery out there. Aaron Nola checks the runner, Davis back at first base. Harper's really getting some reps at first base. He's looked pretty good so far. I'm happy with what he looks like in first base. But the Phillies outfield, if you look at, from a hitting production-wise, you got Nick Castellanos, Johan Rojas, and Brandon Marsh. That's not necessarily murderer's row out there from a hitting perspective. They're going to play really good defense. Castellanos is, hideable in right field. He's got a pretty good arm, average to slightly below average range, but Johan Rojas is probably the best center fielder in Major League Baseball. If you look at his runs saved last year for only playing like 40 games, it's by far and away the best in Major League Baseball. Another ball crushed off the wall. Man, Aaron Nola is really struggling in this outing. Another run's going to score. 3-0 Marlins. A double off the wall. Aaron Nola, 24 pitches, only 1 2/3 innings so far. He's really, really struggling to find the zone. And all these balls are hit really, really hard, guys. Really, really hard. Aaron Nola is struggling, man. He's struggling really bad right now. And if the Phillies want to have a chance, Aaron Nola needs to be a top 25, top 30 pitcher in Major League Baseball. If the Phillies want a shot at catching the Braves, there's a ball hit up to the box, and that is the end of the top of the first inning. The Phillies are coming to bat. Aaron Nola has definitely struggled a little bit in this outing. 3 runs given up, 5 hits, hits batter. Whew. We're going to see Castellanos and the newly acquired Whit Merrifield. I love that getting Whit Merrifield is a great move by Dombrowski. If you look at some of the Phillies teams that went far in like 2008 and 2009, they found a lot of these guys coming off injuries like a Jason Worth or a guy like Shane Victorino, a Rule 5 guy. They were able to kind of go out from other organizations, bring these players in, and they became impact players. And Whit Merrifield, he is a little bit older, but I think he's got what it takes to play if a guy like Johan Rojas struggles to hit. Because if you watch the playoffs last year, I think Rob Thompson, the manager of the Phillies, made a huge mistake by sticking with Rojas. He was like 2 for 50 in the playoffs, and it really hurt the Phillies. That automatic out at the end of the lineup really, really hurt the Phillies offense, especially when guys like Nick Castellanos were really struggling to find it at the plate. You got to make adjustments, and you got to make adjustments fast in the playoffs. You can't wait for a guy to come around. You got to find a hot hand and stick with the hot hand, because their offense is what hurt them in the playoffs. They pitched pretty well, actually. A lot of those games they had a chance to win, but they just didn't do it because they couldn't hit, especially at the bottom of the lineup. Johan Rojas, he needs to bat. If he can hit in that 240 to 260 range, I'm happy with that. But if he's around the Mendoza line at 200, that's not going to work for this Phillies lineup, and they're going to have to shift Brandon Marsh, who was probably the Phillies' most consistent hitter all year last year, to center field, and then you bring a guy like Merrifield to play left field if Johan Rojas continues to struggle at the plate. I think they need to give him probably 2 months, give him April and May to try to figure it out at the Major League level, and then if he can't figure it out, you got to move on. All right, Alec Bohm has come to the plate. He swings at the first pitch, a drive to right field caught by the Marlins. That's 1 out. We're in the bottom of the second inning. The Marlins are up 3-0 over the Phillies. Luzardo is the pitcher, a lefty for the Marlins. Aaron Nola has struggled mightily today to find it. He really, really struggled today. I don't know if he's going to go out for the third inning. 2 innings of work, 3 runs given up, 5 hits, a lot of hard contact. Not great for the Phillies. Castellanos is at the plate. He takes ball 1. Castellanos is another guy who's got to be a little more consistent at the plate. He really struggled in the later half of the playoffs. That's a deep drive by Castellanos, deep to center field. Does it got enough juice? Oh, man! The Marlins center fielder scales the wall and makes an incredible catch. That was a great drive by Nick Castellanos. Solid contact. You got to be happy with that at bat. And an incredible play by the Marlins center fielder. I think Castellanos thought he got all that, and the wind kind of brought it down a little bit. And the center fielder for the Marlins was able to make an incredible catch at the wall. That was super impressive. But yeah, Castellanos, we definitely want to see a little more consistency from him. He goes through long stretches where he can't hit the ball at all, man. He can't hit for shit for weeks at a time. He really can't find it. Because Castellanos kind of guesses a lot at the plate. He's hoping the ball is going to be where it's going to be. So if pitchers kind of throw those sliders on the outer half of the plate and they break out of the zone, and Castellanos consistently swings at those pitches on the outer half of the plate that break out of the zone, and he swings and misses a lot. A lot of swing and miss in this Phillies lineup. That's why I like this Whit Merrifield deal, because he's a major league hitter through and through. He's going to give you consistent, good at-bats. He's not going to swing at bat pitches. Merrifield is a great addition to this Phillies lineup. He's going to give you professional bats, kind of like a Rhys Hoskins. He's going to work the count. He's led Major League Baseball in hits on multiple occasions. He's got a really good eye. He walks. A lot of solid contact. I love the Merrifield signing. I wish they would have signed him for a 2-year deal or a 1 year with a 1-year option. but I'll take it. 1 year, $8 million. Great move by Dombrowski. And that's ripped down the line. Looks like Merrifield's going to get 2. He's circling first base. He's going to easily come in with a double. He's going to round second base. And, he breaks to third. The left fielder bobbled the ball a little bit. Merrifield saw that as he rounded second base and took it. A 2-out triple by Whit Merrifield. A great signing by Dave Dombrowski. There's 2 outs in the bottom of the second inning. Great rip down the line. Hard contact. Whit Merrifield is a great addition to this Phillies lineup. Bottom of the second inning. The Phillies are down 3-0. Aaron Nola has really struggled in this game. A lot of hard contact. 5 hits, 3 runs in the first inning. Not so good. All right, now we're bottom of the second inning, 2 outs. Jake Cave, who's playing center field today. He hit .212 last year, not so good. He swings and misses at a looping breaking ball. The count's 0-2, bottom of the second inning. Merrifield is on third base. Phillies are down 3-0 in this game. And the pitch. Strike 3. That was a horrible at bat by Jake Cave. 3 pitches, 3 strikes. Sit him down. We're going to move on to the top of the third inning, guys. The Marlins are up 3-0. Let me know in the comments below. Do you think the Phillies need to add some extra help in this rotation? Right now, it's lining up as Zach Wheeler, number 1, Nola, number 2, then Ranger Suarez, number 3, Tawan Walker, number 4, and Christopher Sanchez, the lefty, the young lefty, coming in at number 5. And there's not a lot of depth behind those guys. Like I said before earlier in the stream, I wish the Phillies would go out and sign Jordan Montgomery to a 2 or 3 year deal. Bring him in. He's going to eat up 180, 190 innings. And then if one of the other guys gets hurt, Christopher Sanchez can kind of be that long man in the bullpen and step in for a spot start from here or there. And the Phillies lineup, it looks like Rob Thompson is going to stick with Schwarber in the leadoff spot. I don't love Schwarber leaving it off. I think there leaves a lot to be desired with a guy like Schwarber who doesn't get a lot of hits, a lot of swing and miss, a lot of strikeouts, low on-base percentage, batting first, and he's got a lot of power. So if he hits a home run in the first at-bat, nobody's on base. So he doesn't have a chance to drive in runs. I would like to see Trey Turner bat leadoff, and maybe Schwarber even bat second, or bring him down to protect Bryce Harper in that 4 or 5 spot. Aaron Nola pitched the first 2 innings. He struggled a little bit. The Phillies are down 3-0 as we head into the top of the third inning. We had some hard hit balls by the Phillies. Merrifield hit a triple, and then we had Nick Castellanos hit a bomb to center field, and we'll see where that goes. So the Phillies are down 3-0 in this spring training game. It's a split squad game. It looks like Aaron Nola is going to go out for the third inning. He struggled to find it a little bit. 3-0. The Marlins have an early lead in the top of the third inning. Aaron Nola has taken a sign from JT Realmuto. A lot of the starters are playing in this game, and that's ball 1 on the outer half of the plate. Nola has struggled to find the zone a little bit. The Marlins hitters have, really teed off. Really teed off on him. A lot of hard contact. Hits batter. And the pitch by Nola. Ball inside 2-0. He's definitely struggling to find it a little bit, guys. He's kind of struggling. 2-0. Phillies are down 3-0. It's the top of the third inning. Most of the Phillies starters are playing in this game, so it's been fun to watch those guys. There's another smash ball down the line. Did Merrifield get it? Oh, Pache makes an incredible catch. Another hard hit ball by the Marlins. And Pache, who's playing left field today, makes a diving catch down the line to rob the Marlins of an extra base hit. Man, with Pache, Marsh, and Rojas, the Phillies outfielders play incredible defense. Incredible defense. Sanchez at the plate, 253 on the season last year. Another hard hit ball to deep center field. This one's going to drop in for an extra base hit. Man, Aaron Nola has looked horrible today. He's looked Every ball, even the outs, are crushed. Ball crushed down the line to left field, caught by Pache, and another ball crushed to deep left center field for another extra base hit for the Marlins. The Marlins are up 3-0. Runner on second base, 1 out. Man, Nola has looked terrible. Wow. He's just living in the middle of the plate. All his off-speed pitch is just breaking right center cut. Another ball up in the zone, fouled off. Nola is living up in the zone, and he's paying for it, man. He's getting crushed. Absolutely getting crushed. Phillies are down 3-0. Runner on second base. Nola's given up 6 hits and a hits batter so far in 3 1/3. Another base hit. Looks like the runner, did he go home? I can't tell yet. Another base hit. That's 7 hits the Phillies have given up. The run did score on that play. 4-0 for the Marlins. Aaron Nola, 7 hits, 4 runs. Yikes. Aaron Nola looks horrible in spring training. And this is against the B squad of the Marlins. This isn't even the Marlins starting hitters, man. And they are teeing off on him, dude. 7 hits, 4 runs, and 2 1/3 innings. First pitch is fouled off. And Aaron Nola gets ahead 0-1. But, man, woo! Aaron Nola, terrible, man. Absolutely terrible. Aaron Nola takes the sign. And the pitch. Ball down in the zone. 1-1. And let me know in the comments below, guys. Do you think the Philly starting rotation's got enough firepower? I don't think so, man. I think they needed. I wish they would add another starter before the season. The lineup looks pretty set. I'm happy with the way the offense and the defense is constructed for the Phillies. Bringing in a guy like Whit Merrifield was huge, man. Because he can play all over the diamond. He's going to give you consistent at-bats. And you needed some guys that put the ball in play. There's a lot of swing and miss in this Phillies lineup. So, Aaron checks the guy back to first base. He's ahead of the count, 1-2. 1 out. Top of the 3rd inning. Aaron Nola has struggled all game to find any sort of consistency. 4-0. The Phillies are getting smoked in the top of the 3rd inning. Aaron Nola takes his sign, and he checks back the runner again. Aaron Nola's definitely struggling to find it a little bit. Runner on first base. 1 out. 1-2 count, top of the 3rd. And the pitch. That's a swing. That's a tailor-made double play ball, it looks like. Man, these spring training camera angles are horrible. You can't even see anything. You got to go wide when the ball is hitting the infield, not even a tight shot. But all right, that ends the inning. Aaron Nola is able to get out of the inning, but he struggled. 4-0. The Phillies are coming to bat. We got a couple guys at the bottom of the lineup coming up, and then we're going to swing back towards the top of the lineup. Aaron Nola has been awful all game long. He's really been bad. Really bad. So I'm going to watch the Phillies bat one more time, and then after that, they're probably going to pull the starters. I think we're going to see every one of the Phillies starters get to hit one more time before they get pulled out. They're currently trailing 4-0 in the spring training game. Aaron Nola got the start for the Phillies. He's given up 4 runs, 7 hits. Not so good, guys. Not so good. All right, we're going into the bottom of the 3rd inning. The Phillies are trailing the Marlins 4-0. Aaron Nola on the hill for the Phillies. He's got through 3 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs. Definitely not what Aaron Nola wanted to accomplish today. I think he's probably going to be done. He's thrown a lot of pitches so far in this game. We have a split squad game today. The Phillies starters, a lot of their starters, Schwarber's in the game, Trey Turner, Bryce Harper, JT Realmuto, Nick Castellanos, all getting the start in the home game, as a lot of these younger guys are going to go play the road game for the Phillies today. All right, here we are, guys. We're back live. Phillies spring training game. It is the first day of March. We got about 4 more weeks to go until the season starts on March 28th. Zach Wheeler will be on the hill. Jesus Luzardo is on the mound, the lefty for the Marlins, excuse me. He's pitched really well. He's held this Phillies lineup to a few hits, no runs. The Marlins have a 4-0 lead in the bottom of the third. All right, Christian Pache is leading off for the Phillies. He's been hitting the shit out of the ball all spring long. Another rip right to the third baseman on a first pitch swinging. That's 1 out for the Phillies. It's the bottom of the third. 1 out, 1 quick out, first pitch out. All right, now we're back to the top of the lineup. Kyle Schwarber against the lefty. Rob Thompson has Schwarber leading off. Strike 1 right down the middle to Schwarber. We're back at the top of the lineup. Man, Schwarber batting 197 last year. Like, you got to get him out of the leadoff spot, Rob Thompson. Get somebody else there, man. You need a guy with some high on-base percentage. So these big bats for the Phillies lineup can drive in these guys. 197, you're a professional baseball player, dude. I don't care if you hit 50 home runs. Batting 197, not going to get it done. A lot of these Phillies games are starting out with an out because this guy's only batting 197. 2-1 count to Schwarber, up in the zone, off-speed pitch, swing and miss from Schwarber. The Phillies are down 4-0 in the bottom of the third inning. We got 1 out and a 2-2 count to Kyle Schwarber, who's coming in, leading off the game with Trey Turner batting behind him. Luzardo gets his sign and the pitch. It's a ball away. Nice eye by Schwarber. We got a full count for the Phillies. And the pitch. Right down the middle, strike 3 for Schwarber. What the hell are you looking at, dude? Oh, Schwarber. Man, the strikeouts are just too much for me, man. He strikes out way too much to be batting leadoff. I don't like it. I'd rather Turner be leading off. All right, we got 2 outs. The Phillies are down 4-0. Off-speed pitch low in the dirt to to Trey Turner. It's 1-0 count. 2 outs, bottom of the third. 4-0 Marlins lead. And Luzardo gets his sign and the pitch. Another ball down in the zone, 2-0 to Trey Turner. I just like Turner's eye. I like the way he approaches at bats. 2-0, 2 outs, and the pitch. Another pitch low in the zone. We got a 3-0 count to Trey Turner with Bryce Harper coming up on deck. Everybody's leaving the chat. Bryce Harper's up next, guys. Come on. Ball up in the... Oh, he called it a strike. A strike at the letters. 3-1 count to Trey Turner. Luzardo gets his sign for the 3-1 pitch. And the pitch. And ripped. Foul by Trey Turner. Luzardo has worked the count full. 3-2 count, 2 outs, bottom of the third. Phillies trailing 4-0 to the Marlins in a split squad game. I'm super excited for this season, guys. Trey Turner, the pitch. Shot, ripped down the line, just foul. We got a full count to Trey Turner. 2 outs, bottom of the third inning. Luzardo, the lefty for the Marlins, has pitched extremely well. Aaron Nola for the Phillies on the other side has pitched absolutely terrible, man. He's looked like complete trash. 4 runs, 7 hits, 3 innings. Ripped right to the shortstop. That should be out number 3. And that is the end of the third inning for the Phillies. All right, I'm going to do one more inning of this live stream. I want to see Bryce Harper at bat. We'll see if Aaron Nola is going to come out for the fourth inning. He's not looked good today so far, guys. Aaron Nola has given up 7 hits, 4 runs, and only 3 innings of work. I hope Dombrowski pulls the trigger on Jordan Montgomery. I really, really do. Let's take a look at some stats for the Phillies so far this spring training in the first week. All right, here we are. The Phillies, they have another game going on against the Tigers. They're up 1-0 in that game. I'm going to check the box score for you guys. See if any Phillies players are doing well. Bryson Stott is 1 for 2. Garcia, a catching prospect who's been extremely productive this spring training, batting .636, also with another hit. And Podkul, the first baseman, another hit for the Phillies. Let's see, who is on the mound for the Ranger Suarez. Pitched great for the Phillies. 3 innings, 1 hit, 2 strikeouts. He's been great in this other split squad game. Very, very, very good. Yeah, Ranger Suarez has pitched great. All right, guys, we are going into the top of the 4th inning in this spring training game. Aaron Nola got the start for the Phillies. He hasn't pitched too well at all. Aaron Nola got absolutely shelled. Is he coming out for the 4th inning? Is that Aaron Nola? Aaron Nola pitched the first 3 innings. He gave up 4 runs, 7 hits, and a hits batsman. A lot of hard contact. They did pull out Aaron Nola. His day is done. So Spencer Turnbull, the right-hander, takes the mound for the Phillies, and that's ball 1. Ranger Suarez pitched in the other split squad game. 3 innings, no runs, 1 hit. He pitched great. So that's good for the Phillies. All right, Spencer Turnbull is on the mound for the Phillies. I'm going to do one more inning of this live chat for everybody. And then they're going to start pulling all the starters, but they're going to let these guys hit. Bryce Harper leads off next inning, so you're going to want to stay tuned for that as I break down his at-bats. Spencer Turnbull on the mound, 1-1 count, and the pitch. And a strike. 1-2. Spencer Turnbull has took over the pitching duties for the Phillies. Aaron Nola out of the game. 4 runs, 7 hits. Not great. Last year, Spencer Turnbull played in 7 games, 31 innings pitched. He pitched okay last year. Jams the hitter, 1-2 count. We're in the top of the 4th inning for the Phillies. Armis Garcia leads the Phillies in hits this year. A catching prospect, 7 hits and 11 at-bats. He's been on fire. He's batting .636. Ball 2 outside. The Phillies are down 4-0. Aaron Nola struggled all day today. Aaron Nola was terrible. He gave up 4 runs, 7 hits, and a hits batsman. A lot of hard contact by these Marlins hitters. But on the flip side, Ranger Suarez in this split squad game pitched the other game against the Tigers. He was great. 3 innings, 1 hit, no runs. Suarez looks really good. Aaron Nola has been struggling to find it. Spencer Turnbull is taken over on the mound for the Phillies. Strike 3, called. That's it, guys. 1 out in the top of the 4th inning. But Trey Turner has looked really good. Christian Pache Whit Merrifield, all batting over 400. All right, guys, we are in the top of the fourth inning. Spencer Turnbull is on the mound for the Phillies. Aaron Nola pitched the first 3 innings. He gave up 4 runs and 7 hits, a lot of hard contact. He struggled to find the zone all day today.